Oh man, Goku black. Okay, no big deal. Man, I can't even hit him. Ah. Okay, I'll just rematch. No big deal. Oh, shit. Hello. Hey, man. What's going on? Not much. Just practicing. Yeah. Did I learn the 35 songs for the gig yet? Yeah. Do you know who you're talking to here? Of course I did, man. Why are you even asking me that? Yeah. No. Like I've done nothing all week but practice. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. The Sweet Child of Mine solo. Yeah. No, it's actually pretty. Yeah. No, I've been working on it a lot. Yeah. I got it down now, man. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're gonna think it's Slash up there. Seriously. So yeah, when was that gig again? Oh, that's tonight. Yeah? Yeah? No? Perfect. Yeah. Okay, man. Yeah, I'll see you there. Take her easy. Oh, well. One more rematch. Alright, so Dragon Ball FighterZ just came out, and...
actually, Mike, it's pronounced Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh, it is?
Uh-huh.
It's pronounced Dragon Ball Fighters?
Yeah.
That's my producer, Dave.
Hi.
It's pronounced Dragon Ball Fighters?
Uh-huh.
You know what? Thanks for the correction. You're fired.
What?
No, you're fired. Get out of my house.
What?
Get out of my house.
Oh.
Bye.
Aww.
Okay, so Dragon Ball FighterZ just came out, and it's awesome. It's so much fun picking your team of 3, seeing who works together, who doesn't, killing all the bad guys, being the bad guys, killing all the good guys, playing arcade mode, playing online, battling against your friends. Even the practice mode in this game is fun. But picture this scenario. Maybe this is your first fighting game and you're kind of new to it, and you're hearing all these moves being talked about, and you're just kind of generally getting your butt kicked, and you want to go in practice mode, but you don't know what to do. Well, I'm going to show you a little practice routine you can do every day, and if you do it every day, by the time you get to your buddy's house this weekend, you're going to kick their ass all the way back to Street Fighter V, okay? They're going to wish they never even bought the game. So if you're ready, let's load up the game and let's go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about here is your basic movements. Might seem kind of silly to go over basic movements every time you practice, but trust me, it'll be worth it in the end, because some of them are actually kind of tricky to do, and you're going to want to get used to doing all these things so you can have the leg up on your friends, right? So first thing, go in your info display, turn your virtual controller on. This will let you see what you're doing. That way you can make sure, see how it's showing all the button inputs there? That'll let you make sure that you can confirm that you're doing things right. So it's pretty handy to have on when you're practicing movements. First little movement we're going to learn is the dash. You double tap forward to dash forward, you double tap back to dash back. If you double tap forward and hold forward, you will keep going towards them. But if you double tap back and hold back, you'll just do a slight dash back into a guard. So try it out. Double tap forward, hold it, and you'll rush towards them. But with back, you'll just do a short one. So the back dashes are short bursts. The forward dash can be held. I want you to practice doing the backdash and then just holding back, because that will put you in a guard position. You are vulnerable while you're doing the backdash, so you want to make sure you get back into a guard as soon as you can. The next thing I want you to practice is multiple backdashes in quick succession like this. You want to be able to do them one right after the other, and I just want you to practice this because it'll get you used to being able to do dashes whenever you want. So keep practicing them until you can do them without even thinking about it. Next, we're going to practice dashing forward into a guard. See how I'm doing that there? So dash forward, and the second you have it available, get yourself into a guard situation. So this is one of the reasons the input display is pretty helpful. You can tell exactly when you're guarding. Okay, so as long as that stick is held back, you're going to block. So just practice dashing forward right into a guard. Now we're going to talk about jumping. Now you probably already know that you can jump up, up left, and up right, obviously. But did you know you could double jump? So just up, and then up again. You can double jump. You can do twice quick, or you can wait till you're almost on the ground to delay your fall a bit. You can do them diagonal. Up, right, up, left, up, left. Up, left, up, right. You can also cross them up, so like up, left, up, right, or up, right, up, left, like that. So just practice all these possible permutations, get used to the way they all feel. Okay, so just do them over and over until they start feeling right. Alright, now let's do some dash slides. Most characters, this down medium here is a slide kick, so I want you to practice dash forward and then do your slide kick. Put it all together and you get this awesome momentum out of it, and it gets you all the way across the screen pretty quick. Can be a good way to break through their defenses if they're blocking high. It might be a better way to close in than doing a super dash, so just practice doing that. Switch out to all your different characters because they all feel a little different. Like Trunks, his goes pretty far, but say like Android 18, hers you have to do it a little closer because she doesn't slide as far. So practice it with all your characters and get used to doing that. It's just another way to get in there. Okay, check this out. Dashing can affect your jumps too. If you were to dash forward and do a straight up jump while you're dashing forward, it just adds a little bit of momentum to it. And it feels different, so you want to get used to that. So practice doing that. Just dash forward, straight up. You can do it back too, but the timing's different. If you do it with the backwards way, you have to dash back, wait for his feet to catch, and then jump up. But with dashing forward, you can do the jump anytime you want. So you're going to have to practice that a few times, get used to the way that feels. Make sure you wait for the feet to catch. You should be able to do this second nature eventually. The next thing we're going to practice after that is dash forward, jump up, and then dash forward again while you're in the air. You can do that. So it would just be forward, forward, up, forward, forward. Okay? Back, back, up, back, back. You can do that too. So practice forward, forward, up, forward, back, back, up, back, back. And just keep in mind that with the back dashes, you still have to wait a sec before you jump. Now we're going to want to practice those with diagonals too. So it's like forward, forward, up, right, forward, back, back, up, left, back, back. See, it's about the same speed at closing in as a super dash, but doesn't leave you quite as vulnerable to attack. It's not as easy to punish, it's less predictable. So you want to get used to all these different ways of moving around that aren't super dashes. Because if your friends are just super dashing at you and you have all these different options of movement, you're going to have the leg up on them. Cool. Now let's mess with some Vanish tricks. Go in your menu, go to your training settings, make sure your Kai gauge is on 7 so that you always have Kai available. And if you don't know, medium and heavy is your Vanish, which just makes you teleport behind them and kick them right in the back of the head. And unless they're really fast at turning around and blocking the other way, then it's a pretty good way to get a little surprise hit in on them. And sometimes it can make all the difference. Like it actually won me a match earlier today where we both each had a sliver of life left. I had a Kai bar left and he didn't. And we were both down to our last character, and I just waited for him to get aggressive, teleported behind him, kicked him, and I won the match. So get used to different ways you can do it. See where I'm jumping and then doing it. If you jump over their head and then do it, they won't know which way to block. Another thing that's pretty cool about it is you can cancel most moves into it. So you can like do a slide kick at them, and then as the kick is going, you can vanish and trick them. So check it out. Do like a slide kick into them and then vanish at the last second, and then they won't know which way to block. They'll already be holding the first way that you were coming at them, and then the vanish will have a much greater chance of hitting them. You could do like a jump attack at them and then do it. It's a pretty good way to cross them up and get it. Like if you're just desperate and you need a little bit of damage. They're also really handy for extending combos, but we'll get into that later. Just practice doing all sorts of different things and it vanishes. Figure out your own cool ways to do it and what you like. So the last movement thing, and maybe the most important, is instant air dashes. Now that's when you do a diagonal jump followed immediately by the same like forward direction. So if you do like diagonal forward and then forward right away, see how I'm doing that? It's like really quick though. And your diagonal jump has to be fairly perfect for it to actually work. So this is something you're gonna have to work at. But just watch how I'm doing it and try to do it yourself. So it's gonna be diagonal jump immediately followed by a straight forward direction. You can do it forwards and back, and I would practice it over and over again just for a couple minutes, and eventually you want to just be able to do them at will on command over and over and over again. And then the last thing you want to practice is just jump over their heads, so that way you're switching back and forth, so you can do them equally as good forwards and back. It's pretty hard on a D-pad, so unless you have like a nice high quality D-pad. If you got an arcade stick, you're probably gonna have no problem, but just try and get used to it and it's gonna be really helpful. Then you can also practice do an instant air dash into a heavy attack or a medium attack, and that can be a good way to start off a combo because they can't block low on that because it's an air attack and it comes at them so fast. So it's a nice little cross up you can do. So just keep working on instant air dashes there for a few moments before we move on to the next thing. And now we're going to work on super dash punishment. So what's a super dash? You might have noticed your friends doing this to you all the time. That's a super dash when you rush at them like that. Now, it can be an effective way. It's fast. It closes the distance really quick. It can start a combo. But the thing is that it's easily punishable. Now, you could just block it, but that's not going to turn the tides of the battle. You want to punish it. So this is how you punish it. You're down heavy. Your uppercut is the punishment. You see it coming, you punish it. You do your down heavy. So what you want to do is train yourself that every time you see it coming, you're ready to do the punishment. So how are we going to do that? Go into your enemy settings, set them over to repeat attack, and go down and set that to super dash. You might want to turn the recoveries off, ground recovery in place, just to make it a little quicker in between. Now you're going to want to train yourself. Every time you see it, do your down H, down heavy, and knock them out of it. Okay? So, let's go. Every time you see it. Now, the thing is, when you're practicing it, since he's on repeat attack, you might be tempted to just kind of anticipate it like that. And you don't want to anticipate it. You want to wait until you actually see it and hear it until you do the counter. Because if you're just anticipating it because he's repeating it over and over again, then you're not really training yourself to do anything except your uppercut. You want to train yourself that every time you see it, you're ready with the counter. You're basically just programming this into your mind, okay? So you're just going to want to practice this for a few minutes every time and make sure you get used to every time you see that, you're going to punish your friend for doing that, okay? So at first, you just want to practice the timing of getting it. It's pretty much as soon as you see it coming, you push it. The other thing is, I don't want you to hold down the whole time. You want to train yourself to push down instantly as you push heavy, because if you're holding down the whole time, well, that's just not going to happen in a real battle. Okay, so don't practice it like that. Practice by tapping down and hitting heavy like that. Okay, so the next thing, train yourself to punish them, then chase them. Okay, punish them, then chase them with your own dash. Just practice that a couple times. Then you're going to practice punish, chase, light, light, light. So you can just do a basic combo and see how that feels. We're turning up the punishment lever. So just practice that basically for now and get used to how that feels. Basically, once your friends notice that you're really good at punishing that, it's going to force them to think in different ways and force them to play out of their comfort zone, and that's what you want. Okay, so there's another little element I want you to practice. So go into your enemy settings, put them back on training dummy, and go back out. Now you're going to use the record function. So what you do is you hit left stick and you can now control Goku. I want you to do a double jump and then dash at them. Now you have to push left stick again to actually record this. So push left stick, double jump, dash, and then push left stick again and that'll record it. Okay? Now whenever you push in the right stick, he will do your recorded thing. And now you can practice punishing super dashes out of the air. The timing's a little different. If you try to do the same timing, like as soon as you see it, it's going to hit you. So you got to get used to this timing now. Just wait a little second and then you're good. Practice that a few times. Also, you know, get used to using that record function to practice just little mechanics and stuff. It's so helpful. Moving on, we're going to defend some dragon rushes. Now, dragon rushes are your R1 or your right bumper button or light and medium. You can see that it emits this green circle, and it's a move that is undefendable, so you cannot block it. It will always hit as long as you reach them. So the thing is, you can tech out of it, as in, if you push an attack button right when basically when his fist touches you, if you push an attack button, you'll cancel out of it like this. Okay, so practice that, because even though it's really hard to defend against it in a real battle, this experience of practicing it will help you sometimes. So go in your enemy settings, set him on repeat attack, you know the drill, put him on Dragon Rush, and he's just going to do Dragon Rushes over and over, and you can practice trying to get out of them. Any attack button will work to get out of it, you just have to push it at the right time. So just practice doing those a few times. Now, once again, you can get a little bit more mileage out of it by doing a recording. Record him to jump and do a Dragon Rush, and you can practice defending those. So, to practice defending those, you're going to want to jump yourself and defend against it, because he's not often going to reach the ground. So, I know this is weird, but just practice it, because it just trains you to do it. Trains you that when you see that green circle, oh, Dragon Rush is coming, I got to get out of it. Because if not, they can hurt you pretty bad with that. They can start a combo, they can combo into a super or whatever, and they can really hurt you. So don't let them Dragon Rush you, man. Practice this. Alright, man, so this video is getting way too long, so why don't you click right there for part 2, and I'll meet you there. But seriously, Dragon Ball FighterZ though? Like, I gotta find a new producer now. Like, yeah, okay, it's called Dragon Ball FighterZ. Okay. Jeez.